Nero. The name itself conjures images of a tyrannical emperor, a cruel and capricious ruler who indulged in extravagant excesses while Rome burned. History remembers him for the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD, a disaster many believed he orchestrated to clear space for his opulent palace, the Domus Aurea. Whether he ignited the blaze or merely fiddled while the city smoldered is a debate that continues to this day. Adding fuel to the fire of his infamy are the stories of his brutality. He had his own mother, Agrippina, murdered, along with his stepbrother Britannicus and his wife Octavia. He is said to have persecuted Christians, using them as human torches to light his gardens. Despite his tyrannical image, Nero enjoyed a degree of popularity among the Roman populace, particularly in the East. He was a patron of the arts, a poet, a musician, and a charioteer, even participating in the Olympic Games. However, his excesses and paranoia eventually led to his downfall. In 68 AD, facing a revolt by the Praetorian Guard, Nero fled Rome and took his own life, uttering the reportedly poignant words, "What an artist dies in me." Or so the story goes. With Nero's suicide, the Julio-Claudian dynasty, the imperial family that had ruled Rome for nearly a century, came to an end. A period of civil war, known as the Year of the Four Emperors, followed, plunging Rome into chaos and uncertainty. It was in this tumultuous period, amidst the fear and instability, that a most peculiar legend began to take root. The legend of Nero Redivivus, the return of the emperor. Whispers began to circulate throughout the empire, whispers that Nero had not actually died. Some claimed he had faked his death and fled to the east, where he was gathering support among the Parthians. Others believed he had sought refuge among Rome's enemies, the Dacians or the Germans, plotting his revenge and a triumphant return to power. These rumors were fueled by a number of factors. Nero's body was hastily and unceremoniously buried, leading some to doubt the official account of his death. Moreover, the political climate of the time was ripe for such a legend to take hold. Following Nero's demise, Rome was plagued by instability and uncertainty. The Year of the Four Emperors had shaken the foundations of the empire, leaving the populace yearning for a return to order, even if it meant the return of a tyrant they knew. The legend of Nero Redivivus was more than just a fanciful tale. It reflected the anxieties and deep-seated fears of the Roman people. It spoke to their longing for stability and order, their fear of the unknown, and their fascination with the figure of Nero, a ruler who, despite his brutality, had captured their imagination. The legend became a powerful myth, one that would endure for centuries, resurfacing in different forms and variations throughout history. To understand the Nero Redivivus legend, we must explore the world it emerged from. Nero's reign was marked by extravagance, cruelty, and the Great Fire of Rome. His actions bred resentment and fear, leading to his downfall. The legend of Nero Redivivus was born from this chaos and uncertainty. With Nero's death, the Roman world held its breath. The news spread like wildfire, met with relief and trepidation. Relief at the end of a tyrant's reign, trepidation for Rome's future. The Senate condemned Nero, but whispers of his survival emerged. Whispers suggested Nero might still be alive. In the East, where he was popular, rumors flourished. His interest in Eastern cultures endeared him to many. Nero's legend grew, fueled by uncertainty and hope. The whispers and rumors circulating in the East were not mere idle speculation. They found tangible expression in a series of pretenders, men who emerged claiming to be the resurrected Nero. The first of these pretenders appeared a mere year after Nero's supposed death. This first false Nero, a young man from Sithnos, bore a striking resemblance to the deceased emperor. He possessed a similar physique, voice, and talent for singing and playing the lyre, skills for which Nero was both renowned and ridiculed. This impostor gathered a small but dedicated following. He sailed to Asia Minor, greeted with enthusiasm by those who longed for Nero's return. The Roman authorities, however, were less than impressed. They moved swiftly to crush the rebellion. The first false Nero was captured and executed, his brief moment of glory brought to an abrupt end. The ease with which he ignited hope served as a stark reminder of the enduring power of the Nero Redivivus legend. It demonstrated the potency of the belief in Nero's return, and the threat it posed to the stability of the Roman Empire. The spectre of Nero loomed large, casting a long shadow over future emperors. The first false Nero's rebellion, though swiftly crushed, was just the beginning. Over decades, many pretenders claimed to be the resurrected Nero, challenging Rome. These impostors found fertile ground in the belief that Nero survived. Each new pretender reawakened anxieties and uncertainties. One notable pretender appeared during Titus's reign. This false Nero found support among the Parthians. Suetonius recounts how this pretender resembled Nero. This impostor sowed discord along the eastern frontiers. Another pretender arose during Domitian's reign. This false Nero rallied support among those longing for Nero's reign. Domitian swiftly crushed the rebellion and executed the impostor. These uprisings underscore the enduring power of the Nero Redivivus legend. The belief in Nero's survival grew stronger over time. Political instability and economic uncertainty fueled the legend's persistence. Nero became a blank slate for people's hopes and fears. The enduring legacy of the Nero Redivivus legend extended far beyond the immediate threat posed by the various pretenders who claimed the emperor's mantle. The myth's persistence speaks to its profound impact on the Roman psyche, symbolizing the fragility of power and the allure of charismatic leadership. It haunted the corridors of power, a cautionary tale of fate's fickle nature and the potential for rebellion. The legend underscores the enduring appeal of Nero's charismatic, albeit tyrannical, rule. It highlights the complex relationship between history and memory, shaping perceptions and inspiring action. As the Roman Empire crumbled, the legend of Nero Redivivus evolved. The Middle Ages, with its fascination with the supernatural and political turmoil, proved fertile ground for the legend. Nero's tale became intertwined with Christian prophecy and European folklore. He became a shadowy presence in the East, a pagan king awaiting the moment to rise and challenge Christendom. This image drew upon fears of Islamic empires and Rome's lingering memory. Nero, a persecutor of early Christians, fit neatly into this narrative. In other versions, Nero's story merged with Arthurian legends, his reign mirroring a fallen kingdom. The idea of a ruler who would return resonated deeply in a medieval world familiar with dynasties' rise and fall. Just as King Arthur awaited his throne, Nero became a figure of dread and anticipation. The medieval period's reliance on oral storytelling allowed Nero's legend to be reshaped. Traveling minstrels and playwrights cast him as a cautionary tale or tragic hero. Nero became less a historical figure and more an archetype imbued with human flaws and a supernatural aura. The most dramatic transformation of the Nero Redivivus legend was its association with the Antichrist. This connection, fueled by biblical interpretations, cast Nero in a terrifying light. No longer merely a tyrant, he became a demonic figure destined to usher in the end of the world. Early Christian authors saw Nero's persecution of Christians as a prefiguration of the end times. The Book of Revelation's imagery of a beast rising from the sea was often interpreted as Nero. His reputation for cruelty and association with the number 666 contributed to this interpretation. The belief in Nero as the Antichrist found fertile ground in a world beset by plague, war, and religious upheaval. The Black Death fueled apocalyptic fears, making Nero a potent symbol of chaos. This association impacted medieval art and literature, depicting Nero as a demonic figure. He was often portrayed with horns, a tail, and a cruel visage. In some depictions, he emerged from hell, leading a demonic army. These images served as a warning against sin and the importance of spiritual preparation. The association of Nero with the Antichrist cemented his place as a figure of enduring evil. This image influenced perceptions of Nero well into the Renaissance and beyond. The Renaissance, with its renewed interest in classical antiquity, revived the legend of Nero. Scholars, artists, and writers were drawn to the enigmatic figure of Nero. Nero's story provided ample material for exploration and reinterpretation. The medieval image of Nero as a potential antichrist continued to influence his portrayal. This created a tension in how Nero was depicted. He was both a subject of fascination and a figure of revulsion. Playwrights, particularly in Elizabethan England, found Nero a compelling subject. Christopher Marlowe's play features a tyrannical Nero mirroring themes of ambition and destruction. The anonymous play, The Tragedy of Nero, offers a more sympathetic portrayal. Painters and sculptors grappled with Nero's legacy. Some depicted him as a classical hero, others as a monstrous tyrant. Michelangelo's sketches show both Nero's physical presence and inner turmoil. The Renaissance ensured Nero's image remained linked with tyranny and cruelty. The legend of Nero Redivivus continued to serve as a reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition. The fascination with Nero's potential return finds echoes in myths from around the world. The idea of a ruler who vanishes, only to reappear in a time of need, speaks to a deep-seated human desire for continuity. Nero becomes part of a larger tapestry of myth, resonating with tales of vanished kings. King Arthur of Britain, like Nero, met an ambiguous end with the promise of return. The legend of Arthur served as a source of national identity and hope. Just as Britons awaited Arthur's return, some Romans believed Nero would re-emerge. The motif of the returning king extends beyond Europe. In Jewish tradition, the prophet Elijah is believed to reappear before the Messiah. This belief provides comfort and hope. In Islamic tradition, the Mahdi is expected to appear at the end of time. These myths share a common thread of longing for stability and justice. They speak to a universal human desire for reassurance in times of chaos. Nero's story becomes a testament to the enduring power of belief. It highlights the human need to find meaning in a world often characterized by uncertainty. The legend of Nero Redivivus shares similarities with the German myth of Frederick Barbarossa. Barbarossa's death was well documented, but his sudden demise fueled a myth of return. According to legend, Barbarossa sleeps within the Kyffhauser mountain, awaiting the day he will rise again. The image of Barbarossa embodies the hope for national unity and a lost golden age. It speaks to a yearning for a strong leader to guide his people back to greatness. The parallels between Barbarossa and Nero are striking. Both were powerful rulers who met unexpected ends. Both inspired a mixture of fear and admiration. Both became subjects of enduring myths that transcended their historical realities. The legends provided hope and continuity in times of uncertainty. The image of the sleeping emperor captures a yearning for a return to a mythical past. These myths speak to a universal human desire for stability and leadership. They reassure that even in adversity, a brighter future awaits. Myths like Nero Redivivus highlight the enduring human need for hope. These myths transcend time and place, speaking to the human condition. They offer solace in hardship, inspiration in adversity, and continuity in change. They provide hope in the face of loss or defeat. The belief in a leader's return offers comfort and reassurance. It suggests that even in dark times, hope remains. These myths tap into a desire for continuity and stability. In times of upheaval, the idea of a returning figure holds immense appeal. It offers a connection to the past and a belief in the revival of values and traditions. These myths remind us of storytelling's power to shape our understanding of the world. They speak to our deepest fears and aspirations. They remind us that even in chaos, hope endures and the possibility of redemption remains. The fascination with Nero Redivivus reveals a profound truth about the human relationship with history and myth. Nero, the historical figure, has been eclipsed by the legend that surrounds him. He has become a canvas for projecting anxieties, hopes, and political agendas. Comparisons with other myths highlight universal human desires and fears. The yearning for a lost golden age and the belief in redemption resonate across cultures. Nero becomes an archetype, embodying the allure and potential of unchecked power. The legend of his return serves as a reminder of power's fragility and charismatic leadership's appeal. The repeated attempts to revive Nero underscore the human need for meaning in uncertainty. We are drawn to Nero's story for its drama and its glimpse into the human psyche. It forces us to confront truths about cruelty, belief, and our fascination with complex figures. The Nero Redivivus legend, in the end, transcends the specifics of Roman history and becomes a parable about the enduring power of myth itself. Myths, those timeless stories we tell ourselves about the world and our place within it, serve a vital function in the human experience. They provide comfort, meaning, and a sense of continuity in a world often characterized by chaos and uncertainty. The belief that a figure like Nero, a figure who represents both the heights of power and the depths of depravity, might one day return, speaks to our deep-seated need to believe that history is not random, that there is a pattern and purpose to the unfolding of events. It suggests that even the most seemingly insignificant actions can have far-reaching consequences, and that the past is never truly dead, but continues to shape the present in ways we may not fully comprehend. The enduring appeal of the Nero Redivivus legend lies not in its historical accuracy, but in its ability to tap into our collective unconscious, to give voice to our deepest fears and aspirations. It reminds us that the past is never truly past, that the stories we tell ourselves about the world have the power to shape our beliefs and actions, and that the human capacity for both good and evil knows no bounds. As we grapple with the complexities of our own time, facing challenges that seem as daunting and intractable as those faced by the Romans centuries ago, the story of Nero and his enduring afterlife offers both a cautionary tale and a glimmer of hope. It reminds us of the dangers of unchecked power, the seductive allure of simplistic solutions, and the enduring human need for meaning and connection. Yet it also suggests that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit, like the mythical phoenix, has the capacity to rise from the ashes, to imagine a better future, and to strive, however imperfectly, to create it.